So this is the result of 100 trades using my personal strategy. No tweaking between trades, no cherry picking, no filters. Just me showing up to the charts and collecting setups that followed my checklist. As you can see here, I have logged a 100 trade from backtesting, at least a 6-month old. Let me show you the win rate. What really surprised me wasn't the 69% win rate. It was how consistently average it stayed over time. Sometimes 2 losses in a row, sometimes 5 wins, but it all balanced out. Why do I have high win rate? I will explain it, so stick around. So let's talk about. I always like to study my losses more than the wins. This was the first trade. These are the buys or the criteria I use. This trade was very simple. As you can see, impulse up, breaking this swing high, leaving a lot of imbalance, retreating back to mitigate this demand. On this trade, I only secured a 1 to 1.7 because my focus on this 100 backtesting was to target the nearest or the recent 1 minute swing high. You will see most of my trades is I was targeting the 1 minute swing high. Let me show you the losing streak I had with this backtesting journal. Here it is. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Let me show you what happened here first. The first lot before the losing streak started was this one. Let me open it for you. As you can see here, price first impulse up, then impulse down, but structurally leaving some kind of build up like this. So my second POI or my second rule was part of it, was part of the build up. Instead of picking the extreme zone, I picked the second zone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I can't really see this one had any mistakes, except that this was the second POI or point of interest. Instead of picking this zone, the supply, the extreme supply. Let's continue so you can see the entry. Entry was actually simpler. I think this was the second entry on this BOI, on this point of interest. The first entry happened here. We had the last candle that pushed the price into the supply. After breaking it, I set limit order on the supply that it left. Take profit was hit. Another entry around here, but the supply on 1 minute failed. Let me show you the other trade. It's just right above it. As you can see here, the same supply, the second BOI I call it. Here is the first entry. I got RR. Let me check the RR. Yes, I got 2.71% because I was targeting the recent 1 minute swing low. I did this to all my 100 trades. Let's move on. Let me show you the second loss of losing streak. Second BOI also something to isolate. I use the backtesting sessions to isolate variables or add variables. I will talk about it later. Let's see here. We have impulse up, no breakout. Kind of breakout structure. We have higher high, higher high, lower low, broke this demand, then higher high. So this demand is valid because it broke this supply that broke this demand. This is a uptrend. We have here a lot of liquidity or build up of liquidity, as you can see. Let's see on the entry. As you can see, this was unfortunate entry. I set limit order. Maybe I choked the stop loss a little bit. I should have given it 1 to 2 pips for breathing room. I can't really say anything, but this was a valid loss. Let me show you the third loss, so we can move on. Also, the second BOI. The entry happened on second BOI. I used to fear losses, now I almost expect them. But when you have an edge, 1 or 2 losses don't shake anything. Here is the most important part. In order for you to backtest correctly, you must have a strategy with the checklist. As you can see here, my checklist seems simple because I have backtested many times just to add or isolate variables. Now, what do I mean by variables? Just adding or subtracting concepts. Like, for example, imbalance or breakout structure is a mere concept. As you can see here, IMB is short for imbalance or inefficiency. Some people know it as FVG, their value gap, or so on and so on. This chart is just change of character. Let me show you a break of structure. BOS is short for break of structure. Collecting concepts is what makes a strategy have an edge. This gave me something more important than a win rate. It gave me confidence. I know exactly why I won and exactly why I lost. And just knowing that made all the difference. Most traders mess this up. They think backtesting is just a mark zone, see if it wins. Nah, here is how I did it properly and how I would recommend you to it. Step 1, choose your concept. Supply and demand, charge, liquidity sweep. Pick one and stick to it. Step 2, create a checklist. I had exact criteria before pressing replay. If it doesn't meet the rules, skip it. Simple. Step 3, track each trade, not just win or loss. Was there imbalance? Was it timing based? If you can check here, I have timing criteria. As you can see here, I even have criteria or confluences for the entry itself. That's how you improve a system. Not by guessing, but by isolating variables. Step 4, review. Don't just count wins. Look at the failed ones and ask, did I break rules? Did the market shift bias? Was it just a normal loss? Let me show you. As you can see here, this is the higher time frame. All my point of interest almost look the same. Let me show you a couple losses here. This was one. Where is it? Yes, look at this one. As you can see here on the higher time frame, we have pushed to the upside, break of structure. It left a demand. Demand was barely mitigated, as you can see. This is another reason I lost some of the trade. Instead of waiting for deeper mitigation or clear mitigation, I went for it, then lost the trade. That's the roadmap. Pick, define, track, isolate, improve. And most of this you can do without even predicting anything. Just locking setups you would have taken. I can probably improve more, but the trades will become less and less. This will directly impact my psychology, my patience. So in order to get more trades, I gotta sacrifice the win rate. Now the win rate is not really important. What is important is you trusting the process and you will eventually make the money. Let me show you how did I get less trade but still got a lot of trades. For example, let me first find it. Let's look at this. On March the 6th, I only find one higher time frame. I traded the same higher time frame twice. This is how I got two trades. One gave me 5 hour, the second gave me a loss. On 12th March, same thing. The first, which is a charge. The second, yes, the second. Wait, did I forget? Or it should be like this. Yes, there was a build up. No, there was no. Let me look at. There was no build up. Anyway, on March 12th, first judge, I got a win of 2.71 R. The second break of structure on 1 minute, I got lost. As you can see, the same BOI, I find I traded twice. That's how I cope with the low trades. If you can look at March 13th, I have tried it twice, lost twice. No, it was 3 times. Look, I had this losing streak on this higher time frame BOI. Let me check it. Yes, as you can see, I used to think the fewer the losses I took, the better trader I was. That every red meant something was wrong. So I kept tweaking, adjusting rules, looking for a way to make it perfect. But perfection does not exist. And the harder I tried to avoid pain, the more I suffered. I started to realize that every time I tried to cut out a bad trade, I also cut out a good one. I tried to remove the noise and ended up muting the music. The truth is, trading isn't about avoiding pain. It's about absorbing it, holding it, and still showing up the next day. Losses don't break traders. The reaction to losses does. The panic, the overcorrection, the urge to fix something that doesn't need fixing. You don't need a 90% win rate to win in this game. You just need to stay sane long enough for your edge to play out. Because there is nothing worse than breaking your own system out of fear, only to watch your original plan play out without you. So I stopped trying to minimize losses. I minimized impulses. I minimized doubt. I minimized the emotional tilt I beat every time I lost. Now, a read doesn't shake me because I know the next screen is already on its way. And when you accept that, you don't fear losing anymore. You fear not executing. Everyone wants a holy grail, a setup that never fails, a strategy that works every time. But the deeper you go, the more you realize the edge was never in the entry. It was always in the structure. How well you follow your rules, how you manage yourself in chaos, how deeply you understand your own system. Most traders don't fail because of a bad strategy. They fail because they didn't take time to understand the one they already had. They jump from one concept to another: SMC, ICT, order block, fair value gap, liquidity traps, searching for the thing that works. But the thing that works is consistency. Pick one variation, refine it, backtest it, track it, study your winners, study your losers, find which ingredients keep repeating in your best setups, and start building your system around that. That's how I find mine, and the best part is not even complicated. Most of the time, I'm just waiting, watching, letting the edge come to me, because I don't need 10 trees a day. I just need the right one at the right time with the right mindset. And when it shows up, I execute. And that's all you ever need. If this helped you see trading differently, then maybe it's time you trade differently too. I'm not here to sell you a dream, just showing you what's possible when you treat this like a business, not a gamble. I have done the hard part, building, backtesting, documenting. If you want the blueprint, the system, the confidence, I am giving lifetime mentorship to the final ebook buyers. If you want in, message me on Telegram. If not, thanks for watching. Wishing you clarity, consistency,